think that I am potentially ready to accept the label of heretic. So, here's what I mean. Okay, so, um, you know how in the Bible there's a whole lot of like misogynistic through lines? Well, one of them, in my opinion, is in First Corinthians 11, where Paul tells the Corinthians that the man is the head of the woman, and the head of the man is Christ. Um, and so, the woman, I think Peter follows up and says that the wife is supposed to be subject unto the husband. And I had this thought because when I was younger, I was told that when you come into Christ, He breaks curses and He brings you back into relationship with God. And so I had the thought the other day. I'm like, well, before the fall of man in Genesis 2, we understand that God created Eve, or Hava, as the complete Jewish Bible refers to her, not to be subjected by Adam, but to help Adam. The Bible calls her a helpmeet. So that is to say that she was smart enough to assist him, she was equipped to assist him, and so essentially they were equals, right? After the fall is when we see this expectation that the woman is supposed to be subject unto the man. Furthermore, the culture at the time, I don't know if it's any different, let's be honest, but there was there are systems set up, put in place, that prevented women from excelling. Women were not allowed to go to school for a very long time. And so because they weren't able to go to school, they weren't learned, right? And so they didn't know how to necessarily converse the way that men were taught to converse and to interact. And so in my mind, I'm like, so hold on a minute. We're smart enough to help raise the children when we give birth to them, but we're not smart enough to partake in public? Okay. And the other day I got like really upset because of another conversation, and I was all like, why is it expected for that men would lead? I mean, even in like presidential elections, people have this mindset that women are not equipped to lead. And you will notice that there are a lot of businesses that thrive with women leadership. Um, there's innovation that is advanced. A lot of the inventions that we rely on today, like Bluetooth, came about because of a woman. So I'm just like, okay, let me see if I get it. We're smart enough to cook, clean, take care of you, take care of the kids, navigate people's schedules, make appointments, help kids with the homework, but we're not smart enough to run a business, even though we literally take care of the house. Never mind the fact that our brains are actually wired to be able to navigate multiple things at once, whereas the male brain tends to suffer when it comes to multitasking. Also, we develop faster, we live longer, we go to doctors, although they rarely believe us. And so we're more likely to catch on to things earlier, and we like naturally gravitate to like building community. So they like that we create homes, but are still convinced that we're supposed to be subject. Now, okay, here's why. Here's why. Like, here's the main reason why. I'm like, okay, somebody might call me a heretic. My theory is that when we come into Christ, since the whole curse of like the woman, like her affections will be towards her husband, all of that didn't come about until after the fall, right? So they fell out of relationship with the Lord. What if after we come back into relationship with the Lord, we return to the expectation or the norms of pre-fall Adam and Eve?